Game tonight about 9 miles from downtown Buffalo, New York. Time for the keys to the game presented by Beachmont Ford. The Bengals won the toss. They'll take the ball, and they want to see something out of the first team offense.
Well, they're not going to be in there that long. This is their fourth preseason game. With the weapons we talked about in the opening, they have to get that offense going early.
On the defensive end, this is a Buffalo team that wasn't great offensively last year. The Bengals defense would like to dominate.
Well, that front seven, they have to dominate that offensive line. I think they're very capable of doing that. Of course, we know they have some excellent cornerbacks. So if they get pressure on the quarterback, might see some interceptions tonight.
Ryan Lindell, the veteran kicker for Buffalo in his 8th year with the Bills, set to kick off. Adam Jones is the deep man for Cincinnati. And we are set to go on a gorgeous night for football here in Orchard Park. Jones with a running start, begins from the 2-yard line. Finds a seam up the middle, burst into the secondary. He's still on his feet, and he crosses the 50-yard line. That is the 3rd kick return of 40 or more yards this season for Cincinnati.
Wow. We talk about him in the opening right here, opening kickoff. Adam Jones takes it. Not only gets up to his blockers right away, but what an excellent job reading his blocks, eluding a couple players, but great vision, taking advantage of some very good blocks, and there weren't very big holes there, but he got through them in a hurry.
A 51-yard run back for Adam Jones, former Ohio State Buckeye Ashton Ubodi making the special teams tackle. So here comes Carson Palmer. Carson completing better than 60% of his passes in his Bengals career. That is the all-time franchise record. Bengals starting offense, just 2 touchdowns in 10 drives so far this preseason. It's Cedric Benson running right, and he stopped close to the line of scrimmage. Kavika Mitchell on the stop, and let's take a look at the Kroger starting lineups. Up front offensively, now the Bengals, again, we highlight Cedric Benson coming off the 1,200-yard season last year. And on the offensive line, center Kyle Cook having an outstanding preseason when he has been healthy. 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain for Cedric Benson.
Yeah, we talked about their weapons. They have all 3 weapons in their wide receiver, T.O. Chad. They had Shipley start and also Grisham.
Big hole off the right side for Benson, and he runs for first down yardage down to the Buffalo 35-yard line. Free safety George Wilson, 2nd on the Bills in tackles last year, made the stop. 12-yard gain on the play for Cedric Benson. Benson came in with 67 yards this preseason, averaging about 3.2 on his runs. Palmer looks to pass for the first time. Short throw off the hands of Cedric Benson, and a penalty flag in the secondary.
Holding, number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now that's a penalty on Drayton Florence as we take a look at the Kroger starting lineup defensively for the Bills, switching this year to a 3-4 defense under their new coaching staff led by new head coach Chan Gailey. Paul Puzlesny, an outstanding linebacker, and this is a secondary and a team that had 28 picks, 2nd in the NFL a year ago. 5-yard penalty gives Cincinnati a 1st and 10 at the 30 of Buffalo. Benson running right and close to the 25-yard line. Outside linebacker Chris Kelsey, a defensive end until this year, making the switch in the 3-4, made the tackle.
Yeah, and they start out with Grisham. Now you bring Reggie Kelly in. First play he was in, fullback. He leads the block for Benson. This time you put him at the tight end position. They run right. I tell you what, this offense should have a lot of firepower with the diversity they have in their personnel.
4 yards on that run for Cedric Benson. 2nd and 6 at the Buffalo 26. T.O. and Shipley are left. Ocho Cinco out to the right. Short drop for Carson. He throws for Chad Ochocinco, and he makes his 4th reception of the preseason. It's a first down for Cincinnati. The stop made by Terrence McGee.
Quick drop, excellent throw by Carson Palmer right there, and Chad brings it down. Tell you what, that's a good way to do it. Let's get rid of it quickly, getting it right there. Nice move by Chad, little hand over. inside move. He's open. Nice throw.
17-yard connection between Carson Palmer and Chad Ochocinco. First and goal from the 9-yard line for Cincinnati. Owens goes in motion. Back in Buffalo where he played a year ago. Palmer over the middle, wide open for the touchdown. Jermaine Gresham. And the Bengals march right down the field and score.
Saw that right from the beginning. I noticed Gresham was in there. He released, and nobody was with him. You have Chad on the outside, T.O. There you have the big tight end wide open. Touchdown, little slam dunk on the goalpost.
Carson Palmer's first touchdown pass of the preseason. It goes to Jermaine Gresham, who had 26 touchdown catches in 42 games at Oklahoma. Dave Rayner in to kick the extra point. And Rayner drills it. So less than 3 minutes into the game, Cincinnati has a 7-0 lead, and Carson Palmer takes the Bengals down the field to score after a great kick return by Adam Jones. Early in the first quarter, 7-0 Bengals on the Bengals television.
That was a great return by Adam Jones. They just took it right down, running the ball, passing the ball. Nice drive.
Let's go down to Mike Valpredo on the sidelines.
Dan, thank you very much. And just what Coach Lewis wanted, a very efficient and productive start for his offense. On the defensive side, a very good week last Friday against Philadelphia. 5 takeaways, and maybe more importantly, for the second time in 3 games, guys, they did not give up a touchdown. Mike Zimmer would like to see more of that tonight.
Mike Nugent kicks off. It's a very short kick taken by McKelvin at about the 9-yard line. Trying to get to the sideline, and he's chased out of bounds close to the 25-yard line by David Jones. "16-yard run back, and the Bills will begin from their own 28 with Trent Edwards coming out as the starting quarterback. Trent Edwards was the starting quarterback to begin last year for Buffalo. He lost his job about midway through the season. He has it back to begin this year under his new head coach, Chan Gailey. Trent Edwards, the former Stanford Cardinal, the 6th quarterback pick back in the 2007 draft. He was a 3rd-round pick by Buffalo. And he's looking to pass on first down. Firing deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Late penalty flag. Leon Hall in coverage, and the flag came in late.
It was a late flag, but it looked like Leon was all over the wide receiver, and Trent doing a nice job getting rid of that because Malaluga was right on his back.
Leon Hall was flagged for interference in the Denver game, and he gets hit with a call. First pass thrown his way tonight by Buffalo.
There are 2 fouls on the defense. Personal foul, rubbing the passer, 26 defense. That penalty's declined. Pass interference, 29 defense. That foul is accepted at the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, you got roughing the passer to begin with right here. It said 26. I think it's Marvin White, but might have gone to the head. That's where that one came. And then right here, Leon Hall kind of stumbles a little bit and trying to recover. He had pretty good coverage. He hits the receiver before the football's there.
19-yard pickup on the pass interference penalty. Pass intended for veteran Lee Evans. C.J. Spiller in for Buffalo, the Bills' top draft pick this year, and it is Spiller, the former Clemson star, trying to find a hole up the middle and stopped after a short gain by Keith Rivers. Let's take a look at the Kroger starting lineup for the Buffalo Bills offensively. C.J. Spiller, 51 touchdowns in his career at Clemson. Bills offensive line a real question mark, especially the left tackle Demetrius Bell. Never played high school football, had very little experience in college trying to play left tackle in the NFL.
Tough enough after you played college football to play left tackle, believe me.
On 2nd and 8, it's Spiller chased in the backfield and shoved out of bounds for a loss on the play by Leon Hall.
Great support by Leon Hall. Does a tremendous job in pass coverage. But right here, he's right there in the backfield, 5 yards deep. If he doesn't get him, Antoine Odom's right there. See him coming right away. The wide receiver cannot even get a hand on him. Leon Hall is so quick in reacting to the run. Great read by Leon Hall.
And it sets up 3rd and 16 for Buffalo. Bills will go with 2 wide receivers and a tight end out to the right. And 1 receiver out to the left. Edwards with a straight drop. In trouble, and he goes down at the 31-yard line. Jonathan Fanene getting to the quarterback, and Buffalo will be forced to punt.
Fanene getting the start for Robert Gathers, and I tell you what, he has done a tremendous job whenever he's in there, whenever he's called to. And then Michael Johnson, also number 93, is right there. Both of them doing an excellent job. In fact, Michael Johnson gets the first hand on him, dipping under the tackle. But that's the one thing this Bengals defense can do. They can get after the quarterback.
Fanene had 6 sacks last year, second on the team to Antoine Odom. And here comes the punt from Brian Moorman. Adam Jones ready to return for Cincinnati, starting from the 21-yard line, makes the first man miss and picks up 10 yards as he dances through traffic out to the 31. Keith Ellison on the stop after the 10-yard return for Adam Jones. We'll take a break. 10:26 left in the first quarter. The Bengals on top, 7-0. Root with Bengals checking only from Fifth Third Bank. With your own Bengals branded checks and debit card, tell the world you're a fan and get yours today. Visit Fifth Third Bank for more information. 79 degrees, a little bit of a breeze tonight. That is the norm here in Buffalo, 12 miles an hour. And very sunny on Kids Night in Buffalo. Kids getting in for $15 tonight. Palmer looking to pass. He is 2 for 2 so far. Make it 3 for 3 as he connects with Terrell Owens, the Bengals' leading receiver so far in the preseason. That is catch number 10 for T.O. And it's a 17-yard gain before Brian Scott brings him down.
The line of scrimmage, I have to give the offensive line credit there. He had plenty of time to hit T.O. and they're right back up to the line, going back to T.O.
In traffic. Did he catch it? No. It's broken up at the last second by Leotis McKelvin. Carson's ready to go. There is Terrell Owens. Statistically, so far in the preseason, had that big 43-yard grab against the Eagles last week.
And I thought he almost came down with that one there. But so far, Dan, the first couple of series, we talked about Bengal offensive firepower. They take it down, they score, domination by the defense. They did that at least the first time they were on the football field.
So a little first quarter no huddle for Carson Palmer and the first team offense. Offset eye behind him. And it's Benson cutting back toward the middle, and a penalty flag flies in. Brian Scott brought him down.
Well, those drive you nuts. You start out, you score, you hold them, and all of a sudden you start getting a couple penalties, and
holding.
those just drive you
62
nuts.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Take a look here as we look at Nate Livings, the left guard. They're going to call holding. Wow, that was took him to the ground. He got a nice takedown on that one. We'll give him a 4-point. What is it? Takedown? 3-4 points.
Spencer Johnson was the Buffalo lineman that was ridden to the ground there. 2nd and 20 after the penalty. Bengals backed up to their own 38. Quick handoff up the middle to Cedric Benson, and he spins out to the 43-yard line before Dewan Edwards knocks him down.
Little fake to the left side, almost like he was going to throw the football, trying to set up a little quick draw. You can get a whole lot. Now we go back to the huddle. Let's say, okay, let's settle down now. Let's get it going. Big third down here.
3rd and long for the first time tonight for Cincinnati. 3rd and 15. About 6 minutes into the game, the Bengals up 7-zip on a 9-yard touchdown pass from Carson Palmer to Jermaine Gresham. Owens and Shipley out left. Ocho Cinco out to the right.
I like this matchup. Who do you double, Dan? I like the offensive matchups here.
Timeout called by Cincinnati. Apparently Carson saw something he didn't like. And as a result, we'll take a timeout. 8:44 left in the first quarter. The Bengals lead Buffalo 7-0 here on the Bengals Television Network. Marvin Lewis, presented by Time Warner Cable. Join Brad Johansson, Dave Lapham, and Marvin Lewis every Sunday throughout the regular season on Local 12 in Cincinnati, ABC 22 in Dayton, and Fox 28 in Columbus. 3rd and 15 for Carson Palmer and the Bengals. Cincinnati at its own 43. The safety back about 20 yards for Buffalo. Palmer completes it to Gresham. Tried to reach out with a football, but it looks like he's about 1 yard short. Former Penn State linebacking great Paul Postlesny on the stop.
I guess what you do is you bring 3, as the Bills did. Let's drop 8 back and see if we can cover everybody, and that didn't work. Gresham, nice catch, almost gets the first down.
The offense stays on the field for 4th down and 1. So it looks like the Bengals will go for it. Here's our H.H. Gregg scoring summary from the first drive. 5 plays, 47 yards. The touchdown pass from Palmer to Gresham. 4th down and 1. At the Buffalo 43. Kelly in motion. Benson. Tripped up by the feet. Did his momentum take him far enough? They're going to have to measure.
Well, the former Buckeye Dante Whitner made a nice hit on Cedric Benson. I thought for sure he was going to get it. If he did, it's going to be really close. Right there. They bring in Tronzo, the rookie from Louisville, to lead the way. Reggie Kelly doing a nice job at point of attack. I'm sure they're happy to see, Dan, that Reggie Kelly, after that Achilles from last year, his back looks 100%.
Coaching staff raving about the work that he put in rehab. No big surprise for Reggie Kelly.
Not at all. Solid individual.
Benson is short, and the Bills will take over. Well, in the regular season, the Bengals probably would not have gone for that, but they're trying a little bit of everything with the first team offense out there and elected to go for it in that situation.
Exactly, knowing that they're not going to be playing a whole lot, you try to get them in as many situations. Of course, week 1 up in New England, no, I don't think so. They go ahead and punt it.
So the Bills begin their second drive of the game from their own 43. C.J. Spiller trying to turn the left corner, and the Bengals are all over him in the backfield. Another big loss for C.J. Spiller. He was being chased by Rivers.
Rivers from the front side, Malaluga from the backside. Spiller did not have a chance. Kyrie's Hebert right there chasing. There's no way he's going to get out of that. And there comes Antoine Odom. Wow. Look at some great penetration by this Bengal defense. Little counter action. But look at that. Rivers is right there. He doesn't make the play, but he's got plenty of his buddies that help him out.
Spiller with 3 carries for negative 16 yards thus far. Edwards throws. Very accurate throw, and the catch made. Most of the lost yardage gained back on that hookup. Roscoe Parrish on the catch. Now check that. That catch made by David Nelson. And it's going to set up 3rd down and 7.
You're right. That offensive line doing a pretty good job. You mentioned there was a question mark, some new faces in there. But Quinn Edwards making a very nice throw there on the completion.
Edwards in the shotgun on 3rd and 7. Looks right, throws to Evans. And it looks like he has a first down for Buffalo. Jonathan Joseph brought him down.
And right there doing what you usually do if you have a questionable offensive line. Quick drop, quick throw, allow those wide receivers to get open right away. Right there you see Lee Evans open, makes the catch. Leon Hall coming, tries to get up and get that one down.
Lee Evans has had a very solid career for Buffalo, although he has never been to the Pro Bowl. Edwards nearly picked, and he somehow managed to get it into the hands of Roscoe Parrish. Leon Hall guessed the route correctly, but couldn't quite get to the football.
That was excellent coverage by Leon Hall, and he went for it, but just missed it. You mentioned Lee Evans never making the Pro Bowl. They would love to get maybe half or 3/4 of production out of this 83 as they had out of one Andre Reed, who wore the same number.
Lee Evans, 4th all-time in receptions for Buffalo. Andre Reed, the all-time leader. Eric Mould, 2nd on the list. Thurman Thomas, 3rd. Buffalo goes to the run on 2nd down and 3. And carrying down to the 35-yard line for the 1st down before being stopped when C.J. Spiller.
Well, the Bengals not giving up a whole lot on the ground. You see right there, they're holding up those offensive linemen, giving their secondary individuals get a chance to get in on the play. Not a lot of movement by that Bills offensive line, and all of a sudden you see a lot of white Bengals jerseys around the ball.
5:15 to go, 1st quarter. 1st and 10, Buffalo. Edwards hitting his tight end Stupar, and Stupar is drilled out of bounds at the 30. Rico Murray on the hit for Cincinnati.
Edwards doing a nice job because Fanene, he was disciplined. He sees that it wasn't a run. He's right there. But Stupar wide open there, and Edwards gets the ball to him.
Edwards under center for the 7th play of this drive. It's Spiller dancing behind the line of scrimmage, and he has a 1st down at the Cincinnati 25, just past the 25. Rico Murray on the stop. There's a penalty flag down.
This is not a good sign. I saw Fanene grab his hamstring the previous play, and he's walking off.
After the play was over, personal foul, 68, defense. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
He was limping off. I'd like to see the end of this because he was almost holding on, and let's see what happens here. Oh, it's right there at the, okay, pushed his helmet down. That's where the personal foul was. You just get up and walk away. You gave him a little push at the end. They're going to see that one.
So the Bills have it at the 12-yard line as a result. Trying to push for a tying score. Buffalo dead last in the NFL last year in red zone touchdowns. Fewer than 33%. Short throw. Catch made. Touchdown Buffalo. Roscoe Parrish takes it in, and the Bills can tie it with a PAT.
Well, pressure early by the Bengals defense. On this drive, Edwards had plenty of time to throw the football. On that one, plenty of time to hit Parrish. Coming across the middle, just underneath, Jones makes the catch and then races to the end zone.
Roscoe Parrish, who only had 3 catches all of last year, ran away from Dhani Jones for the touchdown. Ryan Lindell, who has never missed a PAT in his NFL career. That one does not officially add to the streak. Nonetheless, he knocked it through, and this game is tied. 4:13 left in the 1st quarter here in Orchard Park. It is Cincinnati 7, Buffalo 7 on the Bengals Television Network. Bengals home games are on sale now. For more info or to purchase the best seats, call the Bengals ticket hotline at 866-621-TDTD or visit Bengals.com. Representatives are standing by, so call right now. Taking a look at the H.H. Gregg scoring summary. 8 plays, 57 yards after the Bengals went for it on 4th and 1. Trent Edwards with a 12-yard touchdown pass to Roscoe Parrish to tie the game. Jones from his own end zone will run it out for Cincinnati. Adam had a long return, 51 yards to get the game started, and another long return for the Bengals. This return game has truly been amazing in the preseason. We'll take a break. The Bengals will have a good drive start when we come back. Tied at 7 here in Buffalo. New York. Great to have you with us for Bengals football. Let's get on to the sidelines and Mike Valprado.
Dan, just to update the situation here with Jonathan Fanene, as you can see the Bengals training staff working on him. It looks like it's the right hamstring. A couple of the other guys have come over just to ask him how he's doing, and as we've come to expect many times, it's the I'm doing okay. But with Coach Lewis, this being a preseason game, not sure whether or not it's worth it to bring 68 back in tonight. We'll let you know.
All right, Mike, thank you. Jonathan Fanene in his 6th year with the Bengals. Tremendous 7th-round draft pick back in 2005 out of Utah. Just keeps getting better and better. On 1st and 10, Palmer toward the sideline and overshoots his intended target. Jordan Shipley. Drayton Florence in coverage. Florence is the guy that earlier this week sent out a tweet in which he said Batman and Robin are coming to town, a reference to T.O. and C.O. And he said, you can call me Mr. Freeze.
I love it. I love it.
Put the freeze on Jordan Shipley there.
Shipley thought he had a little interference there before the ball got there. He was lobbying for it.
2nd and 10 from the 37. Said Benson. Big hole. He's got a 1st down and more. And he'll be chased out of bounds at the 45 of Buffalo by George Wilson.
Sure is nice when you have a running back in Benson that can get away from at least one guy in the backfield, which he does, and then makes a great run right here. He sees the hole, and he's got to get away from the nose tackle, and then he bursts. Excellent acceleration, good vision.
10 100-yard games for Cedric in the 24 games he has played in for Cincinnati. That includes his 100-yard performance in the playoffs against the Jets. Here is Shipley. A short catch. Wrapped up around the waist by Wilson and dragged down. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tied up at 7. Jordan Shipley coming into the game, 2nd on the team in receptions, 1 behind Terrell Owens. Palmer looks to throw again. Into traffic and caught for the 1st down at the 31 of Buffalo. Terrell Owens with a catch. Terrence McGee with a stop.
There's some experience there. Watch this. Ball thrown well. He catches it. Now get down. But he makes sure he caught the ball first. Nice play by Owens. Good throw by, look at that. He's got the lane to throw the football right there, right in the chest.
That's where it helps to be 225 pounds as well.
It sure does.
A chiseled 225 in T.O.'s case. Palmer toward the sideline. And he hooks up with Owens again. Inside the 20 at the 19-yard line, picking on Terrence McGee.
Wow, I tell you what, and if this protection can stand up all season, exactly what they're doing here, Carson's going to have time, plenty of weapons to pick apart defenses right here, going back to T.O. Nice catch, knowing exactly where the sideline is. Nice little break, separation, makes the catch with that. Just enough room to stay in.
T.O. is Buffalo's leading receiver a year ago. Didn't post great numbers, but the Bills' offensive problems had a lot to do with that. 2 head coaches, 2 offensive coordinators, 3 starting quarterbacks. On 1st and 10, Gresham going up and making a great catch with his hands and going down to the 11-yard line. I guess that is the only thing you would catch the ball with, but I think you know what I meant. He reached up and grabbed it high above his head.
And Carson doing a nice job with the defender right in his face, getting rid of it, and Gresham just, hey, doesn't matter who's around me, I'm going to catch the football. Wow.
8-yard gain on the play. Gresham would have the touchdown catch less than 3 minutes into the game.
It's fun to hear Coach Lewis talk about Gresham, how everything he does as a rookie is full speed. That's impressive.
Benson on 2nd and 2, right up the gut, inside the 5. And down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Wilson with another tackle, the free safety for Buffalo.
Great vision by Cedric Benson, taking it to the right, seeing that things were clogged up to the right, and then cutting it back. You see push, push, push. It's not there. Then you have the option to cut it back. That is the beauty of the zone blocking scheme. You take the defense the way you want to go, that you leave it up to the running back to read it. Everybody's flowing to the right. He takes it back.
So 1st and goal from the 2. With 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. Bengals trying to score a 2nd touchdown on their 3rd possession. Benson through the right side of the line, and he is stopped short. Chris Kelsey stacked him up and brought him down.
Trying to go that right side, just pounded in there. The Bills doing a nice job stacking things up. Great shot here by our crew. Once again, Nice fill right there.
Cedric did gain a yard, so 2nd and goal from the 1. Could be the last play of the quarter if the Bengals do not score. And a penalty flag before the snap.
Looks like the clock ran out, so might be a delay of game here. I know the defense was pointing at the rookie Gresham. If you look at the time, the clock, and it was at 0-0.
Normally that's pretty cut and dry.
Yep, exactly.
Lengthy discussion going on in this case.
Full start, 84, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
I guess the defense was right, huh? They were pointing to him, and I guess they're right there, right next to the guy. So I've been impressed with the play calling here. Really keeping the Bills defense off balance, throwing the football, running the football. Short passes, quick passes.
Carson Palmer extremely accurate so far tonight. So backed up to the 6, 2nd and goal. And time runs out here in the 1st quarter. 4 penalties in the 1st quarter for Cincinnati, and we'll see if that one proves to be costly.
Exactly. They had it at the 1-yard line. Now they have to go a little further.
So at the end of 1 here in Orchard Park, it's the Bengals 7 and the Bills 7 on the Cincinnati Bengals television network. From the Anchor Bar where chicken wings were supposedly invented. 2nd down and goal from the 6. Bengals trying to push back ahead with the game tied at 7. Carson Palmer 8 for 10 so far. Rolling left, throws off his back foot into the end zone. And it is a touchdown. Chad Ochocinco with his first touchdown of the preseason. And Carson Palmer off to a 9 for 11 start with a pair of touchdowns tonight.
Very impressive on that play. T.O. was trying to get out of the backfield in motion. He got kind of tripped up, but it ended up right here. You see it? Nice move by Chad, taking it to the inside and out. And defensive back was just like all over, almost fell down. But nice move by Chad on that one.
Now, as long as he doesn't tweet about it until after the game.
Well, we'll keep an eye on him, make sure he's not over there at the bench doing that.
Cost him $25,000 last week. Here comes the PAT from Mike Nugent. Rayner kicked the first one tonight. Nugent drills the second. Their battle continues. And the Bengals are back in front, 14-7. So a 63-yard touchdown drive, most of the yardage gained through the air by Carson Palmer. And with 14:53 left in the half, the Bengals are up 14-7. He leads Buffalo 14-7. 7 seconds into the 2nd quarter. That was a 9-play, 63-yard touchdown drive. Carson Palmer 5 for 6 on the drive, and he hits Chad Ochocinco from 6 yards out for the score.
Tell you what, Chad made a nice fake to the inside, took it to the corner of the end zone. Defensive back was just didn't know what was going on.
Dave Rayner kicks off. And from the end zone, here comes Leotis McKelvin. Slowed down short of the 15 and tackled at the 15-yard line. Jerome Simpson, who needs to show something on special teams, getting down there and making a play.
I agree with you. As you look right here, look at the Bengal offense. We talked about the firepower. 139 total yards in that 1st quarter. Very impressive. Minus 8 yards. That's domination by the defense.
It certainly is. And unlike college football, sacks do not count as lost rushing yards. So that is strictly in the run game. Minus 8.
And there's been 2 or 3 white jerseys in the backfield just about every running play.
C.J. Spiller is the running back for Buffalo. And it is Spiller. C.J. Spiller into the secondary, across the 30, and out to the 35-yard line. Rico Murray is there after a 20-yard gain for the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, C.J. Spiller.
You see number 98, Antoine Odom, taking the inside, and Rivers is not there quick enough, and that's what gives Spiller the corner and the ability to run around it. Odom doing a nice job trying to fight off the block, but he went in too far to the inside. Right there you see it, Spiller with enough quickness. Leon Hall gets tied up by Lee Evans. Good block on his part.
C.J. Spiller scored 51 touchdowns in college. 21 were 50 or more yards. Holds the all-time NCAA record for kick return touchdowns. Joik Bell on that short catch. Ball comes free, but it was ruled down after a short gain. Keith Rivers there to make the stop for Cincinnati. Beg your pardon on the reception. It was not number 35, Joik Bell. It was number 38, fullback Corey McIntyre.
6 feet, 260 fullback coming out and catching that football.
Yeah, a defensive end in college in West Virginia.
You better be ready if they lead him on an isolation up the middle as a lead blocker.
2nd down and 10. Edwards in the shotgun. Over the middle. And Maualuga right there to make the stop after a short hookup with Steve Johnson out of the University of Kentucky. First team all SEC when he played at UK. Had that legendary catch in triple overtime to beat top-ranked LSU while playing in Lexington.
Edwards doing a nice job getting rid of the football quickly. That offensive line is holding up pretty good.
3rd down and 8. Bengals showing some pressure. They come from the outside, lob deep down the sideline for Evans, and just beyond his grasp. That is Lee Evans' specialty. He had a 70-yard touchdown last week against the Colts, trying to get by Adam Jones, but could not haul in the pass from Trent Edwards.
Bengals coming with about 6, so Edwards knows he has to get rid of it. And right there, it looks like Evans has got a step on Jones, but the ball just overthrown. Right here, he said, come on. Oh, he says, just out of his reach. Had the right idea.
Well, Adam Jones had better not be too winded after running stride for stride with Evans, because he is back to return another punt.
My guess is he's going to make a couple moves here if he gets this one.
Rare bad kick by Mormon. It goes out of bounds. It will not give Adam Jones a chance to return it. It's highly unusual to see Brian Mormon strike one poorly, although with the bounce and roll it turns out to be a decent result. We'll take a break. 13:15 to go here in the half. Bengals with the ball leading 14-7. Bengals Pro Shop offers Cincinnati's best selection of team merchandise. Visit the Pro Shop 7 days a week. It's located on the north side of Paul Brown Stadium, or shop online at Bengals.com. J.T. O'Sullivan in at quarterback. Carson Palmer went 9 for 11 for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. His first 2 touchdown passes of the preseason. One to Gresham and one to Ocho Cinco.
I was going to say Bernard Scott is going to get the football, but he got a little more than just the football.
Let's get on to Mike Valpredo on the sidelines.
Well, Dan, some might be a little bit surprised to see J.T. O'Sullivan into the game this early, but Coach Lewis reminded us this morning that this is not the Bengals' 3rd preseason game. Rather, it's their 4th, even though they've got the one left next Thursday in Indianapolis. Carson had 3 good drives, 2 touchdowns, and Coach let us know this morning he was not going to keep number 9 in there longer than he needed to. It's now in the hands of J.T. O'Sullivan, guys who's battling, of course, with Jordan Palmer for the number 2 spot.
7-yard loss on that handoff to Bernard Scott. He's had an outstanding preseason. O'Sullivan over the middle. Here is Gresham. Andre Davis brings him down by the ankles out at the 25-yard line.
And guys, if you remember, Marvin gave us a list of guys that he needed to take a hard look at. And one of those guys, Matt Jones, is in there early, but a guy that he's seen plenty of and they continue to go to is Jermaine Gresham, doing a nice job.
Matt Jones had 3 catches against the Cowboys in the first preseason game. Has not had one yet. There is number 18. 3rd down and 4. Gresham in motion. O'Sullivan rolls right. JT is mobile toward the sideline. It is Jones for no, they say he was out of bounds. He caught it, but did not have both feet in bounds as he was being pursued by Terrence McGee. So the Bengals will punt for the first time tonight.
Sullivan, nice ball there thrown, but just not enough. Matt Jones just has 1 foot in, needs to have both of them in, just runs out of field right there on the side. But that was an impressive throw by J.T. O'Sullivan on the move.
And look out for the dangerous Roscoe Parrish, the 4th leading punt returner in NFL history in terms of his career average. Very high punt by Huber, and Parrish has to call for the fair catch. So that's a good way to take care of Roscoe Parrish. Kick it high. 40-yard punt with no return for Kevin Huber. Trent Edwards stays in at quarterback for Buffalo as J.T. O'Sullivan takes a seat. Carson Palmer with a baseball cap on. Very good night for Carson.
Well, plenty of fireworks tonight. Of course, next week the final game against Indy. I'm sure you won't see a whole lot of them, so it's good that this game they got in there, created some offense.
2 touchdowns and 3 drives for the first team offense tonight. Edwards off play action, steps up, and it is caught for a first down in Bengals territory. Again, it is Roscoe Parrish who caught the touchdown as he was able to get away from Rico Murray. 29-yard gain.
Well, the Bengals came with some pressure, but give Edwards some credit. He steps up, and when he steps up, he just looks and looks and looks, and he has a lot of time to hit Parrish. See Odom coming around the back. Then he steps up, doing a nice job being aware of that pressure, coming around the backside enough to find Parrish wide open.
Trent Edwards in his 4th year with Buffalo. He's made 30 starts over his first 3 seasons. More interceptions than touchdown passes in his career. Here's the rookie C.J. Spiller, and he is stopped at the 31. Adam Jones was there for Cincinnati. Great to have you with us tonight. Dan Hort alongside Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz. We come to you from Ralph Wilson Stadium here in Orchard Park, about 9 miles from downtown Buffalo, New York. Mike Valpredo on the sidelines tonight. Russ Jenish producing. Sorry, Russ. It's hard to say quickly. David Ashbrock is our director tonight. 2nd down and 4.
Little wildcat action here.
And Spiller crosses the 25. He's got a first down for Buffalo. Tyrus Hebert on the stop for Cincinnati.
Spiller taking the direct snap and then running a little counter action going to the left. We're still waiting to see a little wildcat action from the Bengal offense. Right here, blocking backwards and then pulling a couple guys.
From the 24.
Edwards forced to scramble.
Yes.
Brought down way back at the 40, but he got rid of the football just in time. Dunlap.
Oh man, is he
University
impressive.
of Florida. Yep.
Sorry about that, man. I got excited. This kid looks like he's going to be a player, man. I tell you what, he just gets away from Pat Sims. Sims doing a nice job getting penetration, but Dunlap continues as this Bengal defense doing a nice job with the sack, 11 knockdowns and 2 knockdowns. I'm sorry. And right there, pressure once again.
Dunlap 6'6", 285.
Every bit of that 6'6" too, and can move.
2nd and 10 for Buffalo. And it's the fullback with blockers inside the 10 and tripped up. Corey McIntyre with his 2nd reception, and it'll be 1st and goal after a 17-yard gain.
A great counter to pass rush. You throw the screen, let those defensive linemen rush, and then all of a sudden all you're dealing with is a secondary. Nice job, nice setup on that screen pass there. That Bengals have been getting all over Trent. He wanted a little relief from that pressure, so good call by that Buffalo Bills coaching staff.
1st and goal from the 8. 9:15 left in the half. Edwards to C.J. Spiller. Murray brings him down shy of the goal line.
See right here, plenty of time, and he looks to his right, turns to his left, hits Spiller. Spiller doing a nice job trying to get into the end zone, but right here, you still have some of those first-string guys in there for the Bengals, and the Buffalo Bills doing a nice job on this drive.
Rico Murray out of Moeller High School getting a lot of playing time tonight. Roy Williams is not playing this evening. Nor is Chinadu Mendukwe.
Second. Team timeout.
Bengals call a timeout. It's their
Cincinnati.
second here in the first half. The Bills will have it second and goal from the 1. After both teams talk things over. Prior to tonight, the Bengals defense had not given up touchdowns in 2 out of the first 3 games.
Yeah, and a slow start by this Buffalo Bills offense. The Bengals dominated that first drive, but since then they've made some nice adjustments, mixing it up well, running the football, throwing the football. Edwards doing a nice job when he's been pressured, moving around, stepping up, allowing his guys to get open.
Buffalo trying to tie it with 8.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And Spiller will go in untouched for his second rushing touchdown of the preseason. He scored from 31 yards out last week against the Colts, and he goes in from the 1 tonight against Cincinnati.
This young man has a lot of speed right here. He starts out at the tackle, but then he sees that there's an opening. Nice block on Kyrie's Airbear there by the Bills, and gives Spiller the corner. So it's the fullback there. Makes the block. Spiller, he's got pretty good speed there getting around that corner. He's shown that several times so far.
Ryan Lindell's kick is perfect. And for the second time tonight, the Bills pull even after the Bengals had a 7-point lead. Another look at the touchdown run by rookie C.J. Spiller. 8:33 left in the half. 14 all to score. 14 here in Orchard Park, and we remind you that this copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights owned by the Cincinnati Bengals Incorporated. Any use of this telecast without expressed written permission of the Cincinnati Bengals is prohibited. Juan Cosby and Adam Jones back to return the upcoming kick from Ryan Lindell. Adam Jones with 2 great returns so far tonight.
Exciting, very, very exciting to have both those guys back there. It's just like, okay, whoever gets it, how far are they going to go if not all the way?
Adam Jones led the NFL in punt returns in his second season with Tennessee. So he is certainly capable. With a head of steam up to the 20. And he takes the tiniest little gap and turns it into an extra 10 yards. Let's take a quick look at our H.H. Gregg scoring summary for the last drive by Buffalo. 7 plays, 65 yards. It took about 3 minutes off the clock and ended on a 1-yard touchdown run by rookie C.J. Spiller. Well, there were those who questioned the offseason pickup of Adam Jones, but at least right now it looks like a tremendous addition by Cincinnati.
You know, in the first time I guess they saw him, he was a little overweight, but then I tell you what, first time I saw him down in camp, he looked quick, he looked in shape, and he's showing that he is.
And he hadn't played in a year and a half. And as he gradually takes off the rust, should get better and better. Sullivan the quarterback, Bernard Scott the running back. JT just before getting hit, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Chad Ochocinco. Chad had 6 passes thrown his way last week against the Eagles.
Pretty good coverage right there, and he almost extends and gets the catch. It was Leotis McKelvin who was on, wow, right there. George Wilson hitting JT O'Sullivan as he was throwing the football.
Buffalo is playing without Pro Bowl safety Jarris Byrd, who recently had groin surgery. 9 interceptions as a rookie last year, including 3 straight games with 2. Scott tackled after a short gain, and Bengals will be looking at 3rd and about 8.
Yeah, one of the guys we might want to take a look at, I'm sure the team's taking a look at, is their rookie #1 pick from last year, or actually second-year player from last year, Andre Smith, playing the right tackle now, number 71. Trying to get him ready to play. Was a number 6 pick last year for the Bengals.
Finally got on the field last week. Coming back from foot surgery in February, as he had a pin inserted in his broken foot. High snap to O'Sullivan, and the play is blown dead.
False start, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, they've taken Dennis Rowland and moving him to the left tackle position in place of Andrew Whitworth. Getting him a little time over on the left side. Nice to have a guy that can swing both ways as far as, Rowland's been playing that right tackle with the absence of Andre Smith. Now he needs to be able to play both those tackles as Andre gets close to playing shape.
The Bengals are missing Anthony Collins right now, a valuable backup tackle. O'Sullivan on 3rd and 12 sets up the screen for Scott. And he's stopped about 2 yards short by George Wilson. And a few words exchanged between Bernard Scott and former Ohio State Buckeye Dante Whitner.
Saw a little bit of that the prior play when the whistle blew the play dead, and they're continuing it after this nice screen set up.
So Huber in for his second punt. His first was fair caught by Roscoe Parrish. Another very, very high kick. And the catch made at the 23-yard line. 6:32 left in the first half here in Orchard Park. The Bills and Bengals tied at 14 on the Bengals television network. And Bengals fans, come join us at Paul Brown Stadium for the 2010 home opener when the Bengals take on division rival Baltimore. Come experience the excitement of game day. Call the Bengals ticket office at 866-621-TD-TD. Operators are standing by, so give them a call right now. Let's get down to Mike on the sidelines.
Well, Dan, we continue to watch the development of the 2nd and 3rd teamers, the competition. You guys have mentioned it. Chinnington and Dukeway out tonight. So is Roy Williams. That's why, Rico Murray, 44, critical at safety last time. They're mixing in a lot of 2nd and 3rd teamers. So the competition, these guys want to definitely shut down Buffalo the rest of this first half.
Short throw by Trent Edwards, caught by his tight end Stupar. David Jones there in coverage for Cincinnati.
Little play action rollout, giving Edwards enough time as Dunlap makes the chase, but not enough pressure. Edwards doing a nice job. Good thing about this, he's getting a lot of pressure, but they're moving him. Quick drop, moving him around. Then when he does get pressure, he has the ability to avoid the pressure, step up and hit his receiver.
Edwards healthy this year after head and ankle injuries last year. Spiller on the pitch. Excellent pursuit by Cincinnati, and C.J. Spiller stopped after gaining about a half a yard, if that.
Hey, Dan, on that play, unlike when he got the corner, Michael Johnson, the big number 93, really stretches it out along with Antoine Odom, does not give Spiller a chance to take the corner. Then all of a sudden, you have Brandon Johnson and Ray Malaluga right there to make the play. Excellent play by Michael Johnson, the big 2nd-year player out of Georgia Tech.
3rd down and 4. Bills at their own 29. Johnson doing a great job as he makes the conversion from defensive end to linebacker. Spiller shifts and lines up next to Edwards.
Get him. Ooh.
Edwards tries to run for the first down, but he does not get there. Geno Atkins chasing him out of bounds, but first Trent Edwards had to evade the sack by Odom.
Doing a nice job jumping over the back, trying to block him. It's nice to have Antoine Odom back in there. And then you get the rookie, Geno Atkins, that showed some speed there, not allowing Edwards to get a whole lot of yardage. Wow, how he is quick. you don't want to say little guy because he's 300 pounds, but he's not as tall as most of those defensive linemen, but he moves extremely well.
Cosby will look to return this punt from Brian Moorman. Calls for a fair catch and has it at the 30-yard line. 41-yard punt with no return for Brian Moorman, who set a Bills record last year for longest punt average.
During the kick, holding, 26, return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Marvin White called for the penalty, and Marvin Lewis lets him hear about it. Well, we were talking about Michael Johnson in his second year with the Bengals out of Georgia Tech, and the conversion he is making from defensive end to linebacker. Let's hear how he's doing from Mike Zimmer.
It's good. He didn't play as well last week against Philadelphia as he has done the couple previous weeks. Maybe he's got a lot of stuff that we're doing with him now, and it might be catching up to him. So he's got to turn it loose and be a little bit more reckless. But I feel good about all the things he's done thus far, and we just got to continue to keep taking him step by step, and hopefully he'll get to understand the system. He seems a little confused at this point.
Bernard Scott runs on the first play for Cincinnati. Picks up about 4 yards. Michael Johnson, a very bright kid. He graduated #1 in his high school class, and all things considered, he is picking it up remarkably well.
And he's doing an excellent job. But, you can tell at times he's kind of thinking before he reacts, but most of the time, at least watching him from here, he's reacting and playing extremely well.
His college coach is on the opposite sideline tonight. Bill's new head coach, Chan Gailey, played for Chan at Georgia Tech. O'Sullivan over the middle. He fires a bullet, and it's caught for a first down by Jordan Shipley. There is a penalty flag down in the offensive backfield.
84, offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Penalties are 7-1, 7 on the Bengals.
Yeah, you see Grisham right there. He just kind of stopped and turned, and when he did, the defender kept running, and that's what happens when you stop your feet when you're pass blocking. You're going to have to grab, and that time Jermaine Grisham grabbed and kind of pulled him down a little bit.
Wipes out a nice completion to Shipley. Now the Bengals are looking at 2nd and 16. Four minutes left in the half. O'Sullivan out of the shotgun. An underhand flip to Scott. And Bernard runs to the 20. That was unusual, to say the least.
Says, here, you take it, Bernard. I've run far enough. They're chasing me. Let them get you. JT doing a nice job avoiding the rush right here. He takes it from the shotgun position. He feels the rush not bad. Coming up the middle a little bit. He just dumps it off to Bernard Scott.
Looked like a first baseman flipping to the pitcher covering there.
Yep.
Third and 10 as O'Sullivan barks out instructions. Found Shipley, but it's short of the first down. Wilson there to bring him down.
Well, once again, the Bills just rushing 3, dropping 8 back, knowing that it was 3rd and long. We'll give you the underneath stuff, and then we'll make the tackle short of a first down. Right there, JT should have plenty of time because the Bills, like I said, only came with 3 pass rushers.
So here comes punt number 3 for Kevin Huber. First 2 have been fair caught. This one not nearly as high. McKelvin's going to let it bounce, and now fields it on the first hop. Oh, he's drilled. Leotis McKelvin got nailed after running it back about 2 yards.
Cedric Pierman came in there and shellacked him. I mean, we heard it way up here.
Attention high school football fans, starting on August 30th, you can vote for the Ohio National Guard High School Player of the Week. Make your selections on Bengals.com. The Ohio National Guard, when called, we respond with ready units. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more. .232 left in the half. Bengals playing in their third preseason game, still have their starters in. Bengals still have quite a few defensive starters in. Spiller running right. And brought down after a 4-yard gain.
A little misdirection by the Bills. Trent coming to his left, and he pulls Stupar, the tight end, gives it to Spiller. The Bengals doing a nice job right there, not giving up a whole lot.
Rookie Jeremy Miles with a stop. And we hit the 2-minute warning. So Trent Edwards and the Bills will discuss what to do next. 2 minutes left in the half, and we're tied at 14. Minutes to go here in the first half, and we encourage you to stay tuned at halftime for the Donato's halftime report. We'll hear from defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer on the Bengals defense, and we'll take a complete look at highlights and stats. Fans are doing the wave here in Buffalo as Edwards looks to pass. Connects over the middle to Roscoe Parrish, and it's a first down for Buffalo. And the Bills will pick up the pace as they run the 2-minute drill.
And they're doing a nice job. The Bengals came with the blitz that time. They picked it up. Edwards unloads it in a hurry.
From the 42. And Edwards guns it out of bounds just before getting flattened back at his own 25. Dunlap again.
And it was Michael Johnson who was making the chase initially before Dunlap finally got him after he threw the football. I hear number 93, the lineman's chasing him. And then you see right there Carlos Dunlap making the hit on Trent Edwards.
Incomplete pass stops the clock. 1:34 to go here in the first half. Against a 4-man rush. Steve Johnson with a catch. And he crosses the 50. Got tripped up first by Rico Murray and then brought down by Mauluga.
Right here you see he just crosses the field. There's not a white jersey within 5 yards. Makes the catch. Still nobody there.
They set up the screen for Spiller. He's got room to work with. Spiller down the sideline and pushed out of bounds by Adam Jones at the 25-yard line after a 26-yard gain.
Second screen they've set up effectively right here. They knocked down Landon Johnson. There's really no other white shirts until right there. Doing a nice job setting that up. Again, they feel the pressure. Buffalo staff calls a screen. The pressure comes. They let them go. Screen, big gain.
Abdul Hodge checks in at linebacker for Cincinnati. 1:01 left in the half. C.J. Spiller. Touchdown, Buffalo. Spiller from 20 yards out, and he's into the end zone for the second time tonight.
Well, that time Antoine Odom stepped a little bit outside, and Spiller sees that hole inside, and a big gap, takes it right there. Geno Atkins couldn't get away from the block. Right here, nice shot right here. Stretch. He just, I don't know, a little hold on the jersey there, but I tell you what, this young man sees the hole and he hits it with some acceleration.
The Bills are playing without Fred Jackson, who rushed for more than 1,000 yards last year, and Marshawn Lynch, who has had 2 1,000-yard seasons. They have not missed him tonight, thanks to rookie C.J. Spiller. Bills have the lead for the first time tonight. Spiller tight roping the sideline. Did he stay in?
Right foot, right. That's awfully close.
So C.J. Spiller stopped early. He had minus 16 yards after his first 3 carries tonight. Since then, 9 carries, 68 yards.
He shows a tremendous ability to get around that corner. Just a little crack, and if it's not there, he'll find the crack just inside of the containment guy. Doing a nice job. More, they got themselves a find here with this young man.
The H.H. Gregg scoring drive, 6 plays, 71 yards. To give Buffalo its first lead tonight. 53 seconds to go in the half. Juan Cosby and Cedric Pierman back to return this kick. Lindell knocks it in the direction of Cosby. The former Texas Longhorn still on his feet. Across the 30. And out to the 33-yard line. Alex Carrington with the stop for Buffalo.
And what is fun to watch Cosby and Adams return kicks. And they never stop. They keep moving, little seam there. Look at him. He finds a seam and just keeps the legs going and going until 2 or 3 guys bring him down.
Great to have you with us from Ralph Wilson Stadium tonight. Opened in 1973 as Rich Stadium. Dan Horde, Anthony Munoz, and Mike Valpreda with you tonight. 46 seconds left in the half. The Bengals trailing for the first time tonight. Bills want an intentional grounding call, but there was a receiver in the vicinity, and now the call is made.
Intentional grounding, number 4, offense, loss of down. And because we are inside 1 minute, it will be a 10-second runoff. We will ask Cincinnati if they want to take their last timeout.
Scott stays in the block, so he's in there, and he really never releases.
The clock to 29
I thought that was a pretty good call there.
It was thrown over the head of Scott, but he wasn't looking for a pass. He was blocking, and it was not thrown all that close, obviously. Scott runs left and gets knocked out of bounds to stop the clock with 17 seconds left by George Wilson. 18-yard run for Bernard Scott.
Scott showed some speed getting around that corner there. Not only can he run hard inside, but he grabbed that corner in a hurry. Got a nice gain.
Came in averaging 5.7 yards per carry in the preseason. Had a 48-yard run against Denver. And a 46-yard pass reception in that game and a screen. On 3rd and 3 with 17 seconds left in the half. O'Sullivan in trouble, and he's brought down for a loss. Dwan Edwards with a sack for Buffalo.
Not a good way to end the first half. Right here you see Edwards going back, and Edwards actually comes inside of Andre Smith. Dwan Edwards getting the sack, beating the guy we talked about a little earlier, Andre Smith, who has to get into shape and produce here.
So Dwan Edwards signed as a free agent after years in Baltimore. Ends the half with a sack, and J.T. O'Sullivan and the Bengals head into the locker room trailing by a touchdown. Both teams passing the ball effectively in the first half, and C.J. Spiller showing why the Bills took him in the first round. At the half, it is Buffalo 21 and Cincinnati 14. The retailer of the Cincinnati Bengals. Stop by and get real savings on real brands. H.H. Gregg, price and advice. guaranteed. Let's go down to the sideline. Mike Valpredo standing by.
Dan, pretty vocal going into the tunnel at halftime, and as you'd expect, disappointing efforts there from the offensive line as JT O'Sullivan really couldn't get anything going, but good to see the enthusiasm. These guys want to win the game. Say what you want, preseason. They want to go 3 or 4-1 rather in this exhibition season. Mike Nugent is going to kick off here. Hopefully he'll get a shot, guys, to kick a field goal in the second half as well.
He's only had one field goal attempt in the preseason. It was a 59-yarder. Drills that about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and it will not be returned. And the Bills will begin from the 20. I'll stop by a Cincinnati area H.H. Gregg and register to win for your chance to run on the field and retrieve the kicking tee at a Bengals home game. Visit participating H.H. Gregg stores for entry forms.
That was a much better kick. If you remember, the first one was really short, and that one goes 5 yards into the end zone. So that definitely helps Nugent's case here as he's competing with Rayner.
Buffalo's starting quarterback Trent Edwards is finished, and into the game it is former Bengal Ryan Fitzpatrick, the starter for much of the year 2 years ago when Carson Palmer was hurt. Rookie Joyke Bell carries the football up the middle. The big fella pushes the pile out to the 24-yard line. Defensive tackle Clinton McDonald in his second year with the Bengals in on the tackle.
Joyke Bell having a pretty good preseason so far with the Buffalo Bills.
So 27-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick out of Harvard runs the offense now. The only Harvard quarterback to ever throw a pass in the NFL. Guy who nearly aced the Wonderlic test a few years ago. He is mobile. Bengals fans saw that in 2008.
No, not good.
Runs out to about the 28.
I'm sorry, I was looking at Carlos Dunlap, and he attempted to get Fitzpatrick, but he's pretty mobile and he's slow getting up. Right here you see nice job by Fitzpatrick taking it upfield, avoids Dunlap. He got up slowly.
So 3rd down and 3 for Ryan Fitzpatrick in the Bills offense. Started 12 games for the Bengals 2 years ago. Started out 1-7-1 and finished up the year with 3 wins. He started more games for Buffalo last year than any other quarterback. It's a running play on 3rd down and 3. Bell, and he'll be stopped for a loss. Great pursuit by Cincinnati, and Joyke Bell is tackled back at the 25-yard line. Abdul Hodge running stride for stride with Joyke Bell.
Bengals defense showing excellent speed. As you see Rico Murray right here chasing, you have Adam Jones, but Abdul Hodge is the linebacker who makes the tackle, showing some tremendous speed and pursuit.
5'9", 190-pound Quan Cosby waiting to return. And here comes the punt from Mormon. A high wobbly kick near the sideline. Cosby has it. He'll look to run it back. Gets away from the gunner and picks up about 3 extra yards. Donald Jones down to make the stop for Buffalo. So the Bengals will have the football for the first time here in the 3rd quarter, trying to tie the game. They trail 21-14 here in Orchard Park. Home games are on sale now. For more information or to purchase the best seats, call the Bengals ticket hotline at 866-621-TDTD or visit Bengals.com. Operators are standing by as we speak, so give them a call. O'Sullivan at quarterback on 1st and 10, firing downfield for Kaufman, and a penalty flag down. Chase Kaufman draws the interference call on Drayton Florence. JT O'Sullivan is down at the end of the play.
Pass interference, 29.
No, I beg your pardon. It is not JT O'Sullivan. There is an injured player down for Cincinnati, but it appears to be one of the offensive linemen. We'll take a break here in Buffalo. The score 21-14. The Bills leading the Bengals with 12:47 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Of Cincinnati, pure Cincinnati, and proud of it. The injured player for the Bengals was rookie center Reggie Stevens, the 7th round draft pick out of Iowa State.
Take number 61 there. Ooh, got a lineman falling on his left leg. Doesn't look good. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
He was able to walk off under his own power. Chase Kaufman drawing the penalty flag for interference. And the Bengals have it in Buffalo territory at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Cedric Pierman, who looked so good last week against the Eagles, runs for about 5 yards, brought down by Kavika Mitchell.
That was an impressive run by Pierman. He taken outside right there. You see Andre Smith. Nice job staying on the block. Pierman sees that the outside's closed up, so he takes it in for a nice gain right here. Nice shot by the crew. You see Hudson. You see Andre Smith making nice blocks. See Matt Jones trying to make a block.
Cedric with 2 TDs last week, including a 22-yarder against Philly. Kaufman goes in motion. Bengals are going to take a very close look at him tonight. It is Pierman again. And he's about a yard short of a Bengals first down. Andre Davis, longtime Cleveland Brown, on the stop for Buffalo.
This time going behind Rowland. Now playing left tackle. Nice job. Mathis at center. Isaac Scholes playing left guard, who Coach Lewis this morning said has made the biggest progress amongst all the linemen that are looking for backup position. He's physical, strong, has great balance, can bend at the knees.
Bengals are 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversion so far tonight. Penalty flag down. If it's on the Bengals, they are 0 for 6. And it appears to be a procedure call against Cincinnati.
Illegal formation on the offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Taking a look at the right side of the Bengals line.
Andre Smith, Dennis Rowland moving over to an unbalanced line on the right side.
So the Bengals are going to try for a long field goal. Nugent comes in. Mentioned earlier that the only opportunity he has had was from 59 yards out. Going to get a shot from 54 yards out. The holder is punter Kevin Huber. The long snapper is Clark Harris. Nugent from 54. And he drills it. Mike Nugent showing off the strength of his leg from 54 yards out. That ties his career long in the regular season while kicking for the New York Jets.
Pretty impressive.
And he had some room to spare.
Exactly. It wasn't like it just barely made it over the crossbar. Hits the cameraman in the head, but he made it by plenty.
Maybe that was his target. Now, there's no doubt that there's quite a battle going on between Mike Nugent and Dave Rayner. And quite honestly, if neither guy steps up in the final 2 preseason games, it's not out of the question that the Bengals will see what good kickers are out there after final cuts.
That's always an option.
Yeah, that was a very significant kick by Mike Nugent. Let's go down to the sidelines and Mike.
I think we have a double dose of good news here, guys. As rookie center Reggie Stevens lacing it back up. A minor tweak there of the left ankle. They quickly taped it up, and they want 61 going back in. Also, we talked about Carlos Dunlap, the rookie defensive end who came out quickly, and they looked at his right knee. I think he's going to be okay. They got him back up on the sidelines, and he should come back out here with the defense as Mike Nugent hit a big one, guys.
So the 54-yard field goal makes it 21-17. Donald Jones on the run back for Buffalo. And he's out to the 26-yard line. Rico Murray, name we have called frequently tonight, for the special teams tackle for Cincinnati.
It's amazing. Number 24, Adam Jones, playing defensive back, returning punts, kicks, and then going down and in on the tackle on this one as he covers his kickoff. And walks off the field slowly.
The H.H. Gregg scoring drive summary, 4 plays, 27 yards. culminating in a 54-yard boot by Nugent. Chad Simpson in a running back for Buffalo. And this is Simpson. Weaving his way for a first down and spinning out to the 44-yard line.
Wow, the Bengals had some nice penetration defensively along the front line, and Simpson doing a nice job getting away right here. McDonald coming in right there. Dunlap in the backfield. It gets away from Brandon Johnson. And finally, right there, it's Marvin White and company making the tackle. But, man, that was a nice run.
12-yard gain for third-year pro Chad Simpson. Played in the Super Bowl for the Colts a year ago. Actually made a pretty significant mistake in the Colts' loss on a kick return. Fitzpatrick down the sideline. Hardy with the catch. James Hardy, a big target, 6'6", and he's out of bounds at the 31-yard line. There is a penalty flag near the 50.
There's no foul on the play for illegal contact. Completed catch, first down.
James Hardy has been limited by a foot injury. He gained 42 yards on that hookup with Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick doing a nice job. The Bengals put a little pressure up the middle, pushing the offensive lineman back into his face, but Ryan doing a nice job just staying in there and hitting Hardy. Nice thrown ball right there, just right over the outstretched arm of the defender for a completion.
That was Brandon G., the third-round draft pick out of Wake Forest in coverage. Hardy has about a 6-inch height advantage on G. Simpson grabbed by the jersey from behind and wrestled down after a short pickup. Let's get on to Mike, who's got a special guest on the sidelines.
Always special and good to visit with Carson Palmer, and this is going to sound a little maybe strange. Going into his 8th NFL year. How's that sound to you?
It doesn't sound right. It definitely doesn't sound right. I still feel young. I still feel, like I have so much left, and I hope I do, but it's just fun to be a part of this team. We have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of leaders, and it's a good group, good core group of guys.
I was going to ask, how much fun is it when you look at the arsenal that you have and the upgrade that you guys have with the skill positions, obviously, with Terrell, the rookies. I mean, Carson, this is something else.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Terrell goes, there's not much needs to be said about him, but the guys like Shipley, our third-round pick out of Texas, Jermaine Gresham, two exciting guys to have in an offensive huddle. Guys that aren't afraid of big plays and making big plays and have played in a number of big games throughout their careers. So they're guys that can come in and help you out and have impacts on games right away.
Back to T.O. for a second. Marvin was telling us this morning you can't believe the professionalism that he's brought. Even on plays that he's not involved in, he's got his playbook out and he's walking through it mentally. He said that does a lot for Carson and Chad. It's got to be true.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's been in the league for 14, 15, 16 years, and the game is so important to him. It's so special, and he's fun to be with. He's fun to be around, and he rubs off on the young guys. He rubs off on our young draft picks and rubs off on Chad, too. I mean, Chad's been in the league for 10 years, but everybody wants to keep up with him, and he's been an amazing teammate and a great guy to have in the huddle. When a big play needs to be made, obviously he can make it.
You deserve all these weapons that you have. Have a fun year. I can tell by the bounce in your step and that little extra smile you got. You're looking forward to this.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right. Carson Palmer, guys, 8th year. Hard to believe, but it is for number 9.
That is hard to believe. Carson Palmer, now 30 years old, trying to take the Bengals to the playoffs for the 3rd time. Buffalo getting ready to go for it on 4th and 1. We'll have that when we come back. And for up-to-the-minute Bengals updates and exclusive offers, visit the official Facebook page of the Cincinnati Bengals. Buffalo getting ready to go for it on 4th and 1. They brought in a couple of extra tight ends, including J.P. Fashi. Started for the Bengals last year. He was signed earlier this week, one of 2 tight ends signed this week by Buffalo. Simpson running left. And he got the first down. He got hit hard, but after picking up the necessary yardage. Wow. G with the hit. And the tackler and the runner are both down after a serious shot applied by G.
Well, that was a huge collision there.
Wow.
Helmet to helmet. We'll take a break here in Buffalo. The Bills on top, 21-17. The runner, Chad Simpson, is up and standing on the Bills sideline. The Bengals medical staff continues to attend to third-round draft pick Brandon G out of Wake Forest, 23-year-old rookie who went flying in to make the stop on Simpson, trying to prevent him from picking up the first down yardage. When we left you, he was face down. He is now on his back. He has moved his legs.
Well, that was a full speed collision there. I mean, that wasn't, you know, chop your feet and then make the tackle. He just flew in there and hit him.
Obviously, you treat the situation with extreme caution. If you are the Bengals medical staff, anytime someone goes in head first like that, you do not do anything rash until Brandon G and the extent of his injuries are determined. We'll take another timeout. Buffalo on top, 21-17. That a cart has come out in addition to an ambulance. Now the ambulance is already pulling away. The ambulance had driven up right about to the point where Brandon G was on the turf and then pulled away. There still is a cart over there, and they will undoubtedly use that cart to take Brandon G into the locker room. Brandon G showing some good things in the preseason, and he is on his feet. Great sign. Yeah.
I agree with you, Dan. You mentioned earlier when something like this happens, you don't want to act quickly. You want to make sure they're down and they can move before you try to move them, and that was the case here with Brandon G. And it's good to see that he's up and wasn't they didn't have to put him on the board, so this is a good sign.
Brandon G, a very promising young prospect, ran a 4.340 at the NFL Combine.
Wow.
Great size and speed. Needs to play the ball a little bit better, but nothing unusual for a rookie cornerback, and certainly a guy the Bengals have very high hopes for in the future.
Played some pretty good competition playing his college ball at Wake Forest.
And a lot of movement from Brandon G as he is taken toward the locker room.
That is very good to see right there.
One of the things they are looking for out of Brandon is for him to continue to be more aggressive in playing that position. He certainly was there. He came up and applied a big time hit to Chad Simpson. First and 10 for Buffalo at the Cincinnati 20. Fitzpatrick toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to a big target. Chad Jackson, the former high draft pick by the Patriots, didn't really work out very well in New England, and it'll be second down and 10. David Jones in coverage for Cincinnati.
I know he almost had him, but I love to watch Geno Atkins. He took that offensive lineman and almost delivered him in Fitzpatrick's lap, but Fitzpatrick was able to get the throw off. But man, this young man, Atkins, is active every single play.
Came into this game with at least one sack in each of the first three preseason games. Joik Bell on the screen, got away from Atkins, but the cavalry arrives quickly and the stop is made.
Even though he didn't make the tackle, that's a heck of a play, because you're pass rush and all of a sudden you read the screen and you react to it and almost make the tackle. But that is an excellent play by Geno Atkins. Once again, talking about him calling his number. He is on the move all the time.
And another rookie, Carlos Dunlap, right there to make the stop. Third down and 10. Buffalo trying to add to a 4-point lead. 5 wide for Fitzpatrick. Over the middle, touchdown Buffalo. David Nelson, the undrafted rookie out of Florida. His second touchdown catch of the preseason. And the Bills are up by 10.
And that time Fitzpatrick had plenty of time. Felt a little bit of pressure, not much, but he stepped up. Nice throw. He wouldn't even plan and still made an excellent throw for a touchdown to Nelson.
Rookie Vincent Ray trying to keep up with David Nelson. Lindell in to kick the extra point out of the hold of Mormon. And the Bills lead by 11, 28-17. Now the Bengals have a lot of their second teamers in on defense, and Bills taking advantage of some of those guys.
Yeah, you have a veteran quarterback in there, as you mentioned earlier. Ryan Fitzpatrick has started quite a few games in this league, has some valuable experience, and you have young guys. I mean, you mentioned Ray and guys like that are out there trying to earn a position. So, you know, you still have some of them. Even though Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap are in there playing and they're playing well, they're still rookies. So you need to see them more and more in game situations. So Fitzpatrick doing a nice job on that drive against the guys that are looking to make this Bengals ball club.
And the H.H. Gregg scoring drive details, 9 plays, 74 yards. And a 20-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick to David Nelson. Nelson, another huge target, 6'5". And a couple of catches against the University of Cincinnati in the Sugar Bowl last year.
Wide receivers are getting bigger and bigger every year.
So the Bills, who scored 34 against the Colts last week, have 28 on the board tonight. Here is Cosby on the run back for Cincinnati. All the way out to the 35-yard line. Reggie Corner makes the tackle for Buffalo. Well, Bengals fans, be sure to pick up your copy of the Cincinnati Enquirer on Sunday, September 19th. For a coupon to start your 2010 Bengals pin collection. That is available only at Kroger.
Yeah, and Reggie Stevens is back in, which is good to see. He's actually at the left guard position, keeping Evan Mathis at the center. That's a good sign.
Shipley goes in motion. O'Sullivan looking in his direction. A little quick flip and a short gain for the Bengals. Cedric Bierman on the catch.
I'm sorry, Dan. Some of those offensive linemen, very important to this football team. I mentioned Evan Mathis. He's played left guard quite a bit. They have him at center. Marvin was telling us it'd be nice if he can be that swing guy that can play guard and center. Helps the decisions when they make those decisions along that offensive line.
And that's a role that Mathis has embraced. Trying to master those 3 spots. Center and both guard spots. Pierman got away from an arm tackle near the line of scrimmage. Picked up a few out to the 40. And let's get on to Mike on the sidelines.
Well, Dan, we saw Brandon G, rookie corner, get up after that extended time down on the field. They have taken him in, of course. There was a hit to the head, but the good news, he has full use of arms and legs, and he is in with the Bengals training staff, but at least good news on the preliminary front for rookie Brandon G.
So 3rd and 5 for the Bengals. Inside of 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. O'Sullivan buying time. Shipley with a catch in the first down out to midfield. Reggie Corner brings him down.
It's amazing. You talk to Coach Lewis about this rookie, Jordan Shipley, who makes the reception here, doing a nice job as he inside then outside. And of course, you know, when you play at a program like Texas, you know, things that Marvin was saying, that this has not been too big for him, and he does everything you ask him. You come from a program like Texas that expects that from head coach Mack Brown. It doesn't surprise me this young man is doing extremely well this preseason.
248 career catches at Texas. School record for Jordan Shipley. O'Sullivan in trouble, manages to get the ball to Matt Jones, and Jones has a first down to the Buffalo 39. A great play by J.T. O'Sullivan. Ashton Ubodi on the stop.
Matt Jones doing a nice job, just continuing to go and kind of settle in on the open spot there. And as you mentioned, J.T. O'Sullivan doing a nice job getting the ball to Matt Jones right here. Some pressure by Ellis. He steps up. Whoa. Grabbed around the neck a little bit. Still makes a very accurate throw even with that.
Chris Ellis almost had him. This is Cedric Pearman. And Pearman down to the 35 of Buffalo for a 4-yard gain. Aaron Maben on the stop. Buffalo's first-round pick last year out of Penn State. And another guy trying to make the switch from defensive end to outside linebacker. O'Sullivan to throw. And it's a first down to the 22-yard line as he drills Jordan Shipley again.
JT doing a nice job. Nice route right here. This is the one thing I've noticed. Push, 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 and then stop and take it. He creates separation by how crisp Jordan Shipley runs his routes. And then all of a sudden, JT O'Sullivan, not a whole lot of pressure, but makes a nice throw. Gives Shipley an opportunity to catch the football for a first down.
O'Sullivan 8 for 11. He's passed for 72 yards. Shipley has been his favorite target. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Off play action. And intentionally fired out of bounds by O'Sullivan to avoid the sack. Arthur Moats chasing J.T. O'Sullivan. I mentioned that Jordan Shipley is Texas's all-time record holder, 248 catches with the Longhorns, and he was the guy that Colt McCoy often targeted his passes for.
Even then, look how crisp his patterns are, man. He takes it and boom, cuts him. Well, then he gets hit, but gets right back up.
10 catches for 122 yards in the national championship game. Pearman down to the 19. Ellis on the stop.
Pearman is showing some power when he runs the football. He's getting tackled, but he's not being pushed backwards. The blue jerseys are going backwards when he hits them. He might gain 3, 4, 5 yards, but they're tough 3, 4, 5 yard runs.
So the Bengals looking at 3rd down and 6. The 9th play of this drive coming up. Cincinnati down 28-17. Here comes the blitz. O'Sullivan to Shipley, but he's short. He's about 1.5 yards short of a first down.
Chris Ellis, number 93, doing a nice job right after Jordan Shipley gets the bass to keep him from first down. But JT doing a good job, filling the pressure, stepping up, finding his receivers. Like I said, Ellis did a nice job there making that tackle.
This will be Dave Rayner from 32 yards out. Out of the hold of Kevin Huber. Mike Nugent drilled a 54-yarder. And Rayner's kick from 32 is good. So the Bengals get 3 back, thanks to several completions from O'Sullivan to Shipley, leading to the 32-yard field goal for Dave Rayner. 1:25 left in the 3rd quarter. And the Bengals pull within 8, 28-20.
I'm still waiting. We see Shipley and we're seeing Matt Jones, and I know Chase Kaufman's been in there. He's another name that Coach Lewis gave us this morning that they're taking a hard look. there's a big target that they need to get him involved in some of this pass catching. He's progressed in his run blocking, but he was known for all the catches in college. I'm waiting. I know he's been in there. I'm waiting to see him get open and make some catches.
So after the field goal by Rayner, Mike Nugent will kick off. Donald Jones and Chad Jackson back to return for Buffalo. Nugent's last kick. About 3 yards deep into the end zone. This one will be taken at the 3-yard line by Donald Jones. Right up the middle. And slowed down at about the 24. Progress takes him out to the 27. Our H.H. Gregg scoring drive summary. 10 plays that time for Cincinnati. Took more than 5 minutes off the clock. And the 52-yard drive culminated in the 32-yard field goal by Dave Rayner.
Even though you have a lot of these young guys that are fighting for position, you have guys in there that are getting some valuable playing time that will be playing during the season. Guys like Michael Johnson in there getting a lot of playing time.
Fitzpatrick under center. And it's dropped by Hardy.
I think you heard Brandon Johnson right behind him.
It looked like he was picking a bit before securing the football.
Quick little look. Tell you what, Brandon Johnson's done it. Every time he's in there, he does a nice job. The last several years he's been in there, plays extremely well to add to that depth of the linebacker position.
Probably have some James Hardy fans watching tonight since he is a product of Indiana University. Andre Anderson in a running back for Buffalo. Penalty flags down.
Number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Kirk Chambers a little anxious to get rolling there. Moved a little too soon. We have a tendency to do that at times as linemen.
Kirk Chambers was an Eagle Scout as a kid. Didn't think Eagle Scouts made penalties.
I don't know.
Lose a badge for that.
And a Stanford guy to boot.
Nice running after the catch that time by Donald Jones. Well short of the first down though at the 31-yard line. Bills need to get to the 37.
I'll tell you, that was an excellent run after a catch, as you see right here. The nice job by that offensive line, and he turns it to the outside. Rico Murray there misses. And all of a sudden, Kyrie's Abear had to make the tackle there, but hard running by Jones.
Adam Jones hurt on that play. He's standing up, limping just a bit as the training staff comes out to help.
He's gotten a full night's work tonight. He has been returning punts, kickoffs, playing defensive back. Hopefully it isn't anything serious. Number 24 right here. Ooh, kind of hits him with his head. Might have been a little neck action there. Hopefully it shakes it off and ready to go.
Buffalo looking at 3rd down and 6. Jeremy Miles lining up at cornerback for Cincinnati after Adam Jones left. And it's a 1st down catch for a local product for the Buffalo Bills, Naaman Roosevelt out of the University of Buffalo, born and raised in Buffalo. And he keeps the drive alive for the Bills.
Tell you what, Fitzpatrick showed a little heat on this one. Look at that, tight right in the gut. Been pretty impressive here, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Down to 18 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Misdirection running play. This is Anderson. And he stopped at midfield. Vincent Ray on the stop. And the third quarter has come to an end. 15 minutes of football to go. The score here in Buffalo, the Bills 28, the Bengals 20 on the Cincinnati Bengals television network. The Bills on top of the Bengals 28-20. Don't forget the home opener at Paul Brown Stadium features the Bengals against the division rival. The Baltimore Ravens. Come experience the excitement of game day, and call the Bengals ticket office at 866-621-TD-TD. There are folks standing by right now to take your call.
Dan, I know I'm going to be down there September 19th. Watch the Bengals beat Flacco and Antoine Bolton and Ray Lewis. That's going to be an exciting game. Home opener there at Paul Brown Stadium.
And the only home game out of the first four. Anderson runs for a first down on 2nd and 7 for Buffalo. Jeremy Miles with a stop for Cincinnati.
Yeah, they got some pretty good games at home. Of course, they open up in New England, but they got Baltimore at home. Pittsburgh, of course, Monday night. They got the defending world champion Saints coming to Paul Brown Stadium.
Based on last year's records, the Bengals have the 4th toughest schedule in the NFL this year. They play 11 teams, including the teams that they play twice, that finished 500 or better last year. No NFL team faces more. Short throw over the middle, and the catch is made by Roosevelt. Tackled on the play by Vincent Ray. Well, the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick got the call as the second quarterback tonight is significant here in Buffalo. In the first preseason game, Fitzpatrick played, Ryan Braum did not. In the second preseason game, Brown played, Fitzpatrick did not. And a lot of folks thought that whoever came in second tonight would be the number 2 guy. It looks to be Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's done well.
Anderson out of Tulane running left. Penalty flag down. He stopped at the 30 after a gain of 5.
Illegal motion on the offense. Motion man going forward at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
We have an update from Mike on the sidelines. It was a neck injury to Adam Jones. He will not be back tonight. Second and 13 after the penalty. Anderson trying to jump through a hole up the middle. He's down to the 34. 6-yard gain for Andre Anderson, and rookie draft pick Roderick McElroy on the stop for Cincinnati.
Nice job shedding the block there, making a tackle for just a couple-yard gain. Another big linebacker is interested in talking to Coach Lewis. I posed a question to him about the speed on his football team. He really didn't answer about the speed, but he did talk about the depth, the defensive back, the cornerbacks. He talked about how much bigger and stronger and how much more physical those linebackers are. And right there, prime example, McElroy comes in as a draft pick and big guy.
3rd down and 7 play for the Bills. Fitzpatrick looks to throw and gets it to Roosevelt for a first down. Miles chasing for Cincinnati. Another penalty flag down.
Holding,
way back.
Number 69, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Jermaine Meredith called for the penalty, and here's a look at the stats through 3 quarters.
Well, running game is pretty equal, but the Bills have taken the lead in the passing yardage. And big 2nd and 3rd quarters for the Buffalo Bills. Of course, after the first quarter, the Bengals were way out in front as far as yardage.
So that penalty on Jamon Meredith wipes out the first down catch by Naaman Roosevelt. And it's 3rd and 17 now for Buffalo. Fitzpatrick gets away from what looked like a sure sack, but guess who's got him? Geno Atkins strikes again, 4.5 sacks in the preseason.
Wow, Fitzpatrick doing a nice job getting away from Pat Sims and Michael Johnson. Man, when the guy continues to run and run and run as Geno Atkins does, he's going to get the sack. Right here you see, man, watch this. Whoop. I said he thinks he's getting away, but there's Geno Atkins to make the tackle. I'll tell you another guy that, you know, I think over the preseason that I've been watching is Pat Sims has been playing pretty well too.
Now in his 3rd year out of Auburn. And that punt will go out of bounds inside the 20, very close to the 20, and actually out at the 21. So the sack eliminates a field goal possibility for Buffalo, and the Bengals will get it down by 8, 11:39 to go. 4-4. Look for details and register kids. 8-13 at Great Clips soon. Relax. You're at Great Clips. Jordan Palmer coming on to play quarterback here in the 4th quarter.
Good chance for him. Of course, you know, he's JT backing up, and then they talked about how they both have played pretty well so far in the preseason. So another chance to play here in the 4th quarter for Jordan Palmer.
James Johnson on the running play. A nice pickup for Johnson. He's out to the 27-yard line. Jordan Palmer has completed 46% of his throws in the preseason. He has a touchdown pass. He's thrown 2 picks. Both of the picks and the TD came in the opener in Canton against the Dallas Cowboys. Jordan Palmer, 26 years old, 4 years younger than his older brother Carson. He was the best man at his older brother's wedding several years ago. Johnson runs for the first down. Penalty flags all over the place. Johnson sprinting down the middle of the field. He is tackled inside the 30 of Buffalo, but it's coming back.
Because my guess is Daniel Coates, number 86, engaged and then just grabbed a little bit too much.
Holding, number 86, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Daniel Coates getting some looks as a fullback. Fui Vakapuna still out with a shoulder injury. And the Bengals are seeing who might be able to help out at that position. That is penalty number 9 tonight.
Not good. Man, I tell you what, penalties of, you know, as many things as this football team does well, that is one area that they have to cut way down.
Let's toss it down to Mike on the sidelines.
Dan, thanks. And with team leader in tackles the last 2 years, also team captain Dahani Jones, and this defensive crew, not tonight necessarily, but in all, has done such a great job. What's it like watching this unit evolve and see these young guys in the linebacking corps come around?
Well, it's just interesting over the years, but at the same time, it's great to watch. But most importantly, you know, as we go on through this game, you know, young guys are going to have to step it up, and they're going to have to be in the perfect position in order to do what they have to do in order to win. But you know, as we progress throughout training camp, we learn each other, we get better, and we go out there and make plays.
Guys, we're going to come right back and update what happened there on the field.
Well, what happened was a pass by Jordan Palmer was picked off by former Canton McKinley High School star Reggie Corner. Went on to play his college ball at Akron. And he takes that pass intended for Simpson back into the end zone for a Buffalo score. The Bills lead at 34-20. Second pick 6 in the preseason for Jordan Palmer. Lindell drills the PAT. Bills have an interception return touchdown for the 2nd consecutive week. Terrence McGee took one back against Peyton Manning last week, and with 10:33 to go, the Bills are up 35-20. 15-point lead with 10:33 to go. Jordan Palmer's pass picked and run back for the score by Reggie Corner. We've talked about it before, where Jordan Palmer is concerned. He's got the size, he's got the arm, he's got to eliminate the mistakes. He's going to be an NFL quarterback on a regular basis.
Well, you know, it's interesting. In talking to Marvin this morning again, we talked about that they cannot afford to press when they're in there. I mean, right then it looked like it was a bad throw. Did Jerome turn inside when he had to turn outside? I mean, it's hard to tell. You got to go in there and just let it flow. You can't be pressing.
Cedric Pierman runs back the kick. Penalty flag down as he gets to the 30. Let's go back to the sidelines and Mike Valpredo.
All right, we'll try again here with Dhani and make sure nothing big happens going the other way. We're talking about, not just the linebacking core, the defense in general. You guys had such a good year. Is there pressure this year for you guys to keep it up at that level where you've been?
Anytime you raise the standard, people are going to have higher expectations of you. And at the same time, we have to have higher expectations of ourselves. So moving into this up-and-coming season, we have a lot of pressure put on ourselves and a lot of pressure coming from the community as well.
But they talk a lot of times, Dhani, about staying hungry, and you guys, having to do that as the captain. I'm sure that's something you think about when you watch these guys every day, keeping the guys hungry.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you become complacent, somebody takes your job, someone beats you, you lose a game, and the season all of a sudden gets out of hand. It's important we go in and week out and understand that everybody's going to be gunning for us, and it's important that we do our job and we play to win.
It's safe to say that Coach Zimmer is not the kind of defensive coordinator that's going to let you guys slack much.
No, he's definitely not the kind of guy that's going to let us do anything but be perfect at what we do.
Finally, on the other side of life front, you're one of 3 Bengals, of course, with reality shows. Any trash talking? Much different kind of subject matters, but with Chad and T.O. and their kind of lifestyle shows, and yours kind of getting out there and doing something different. How's the chatter on that?
We have 3 very different shows. I mean, they're doing the dating thing and I'm doing the traveling thing. Don't forget about my In the Zone with Dhani Jones too, but it's kind of like the trifecta of reality shows, but at the same time, when we're on the field, we're focused on the game of football because we realize this is our day job, this is what's important in our life, and this team and our success.
Good luck and raise the bar again this year. Keep it high, guys. Important. Dhani Jones leading that defensive unit. Looks to be even better than 4th as they were last year in defensive scoring.
And he's the guy that puts his teammates where they need to be on defense.
Exactly. And here's a guy that's been pretty impressive. Take that holding penalty away from Daniel Coates on his long run. And James Johnson, another long run, showing some speed and some cutback ability.
So the Bengals have a first down at their own 31, trailing by 15 here in the 4th quarter. Airing it out for Cosby. What a catch. Juan Cosby with a tremendous catch, and the Bengals will have it at the 25 of Buffalo. Little bit of a bump, and Cosby still hauled it in for a 44-yard grab.
Dan, it's been impressive. Jordan throws a pick for 6. He comes back. The first play, he throws an out to Simpson. Then he comes with the run and then a long pass to Juan Cosby. So that to me says, all right, made a mistake here. Whoever mistake it was, they got a touchdown, but we're going to let you throw the football. And Cosby making a nice catch, and that was a pretty good throw, too.
Ellis Langster is in pretty good position. And Palmer and Cosby still were able to hook up for the big game. Here's Johnson. And he's down to the 21 for a 4-yard pickup. Alex Carrington, a rookie out of Arkansas State, with a tackle for Buffalo.
Showing some power on that, too. We've seen his speed. He gets away from defensive end Rashad Duncan, a big guy, number 72, to get a few extra yards.
Reggie Stevens back on the offensive line for Cincinnati after leaving early with an injury and playing center at the moment. Jordan Palmer's pass. Simpson has it. Needed to get to the 15 for a first down, and Langster took out his legs from under him.
And it's good to see Andre Smith, and they're getting a lot of playing time at the right tackle position. Nice throw and catch right there. Simpson doing a nice job. So
6 catches in the preseason for Jerome Simpson.
Sorry, Dan. I was going to say, so Jordan's come back and looked pretty good after that pick for a touchdown. So that's been impressive the way he's bounced back.
First and 10 from the 15. Kaufman went in motion. Jordan Palmer in trouble and strong enough to get back close to the line of scrimmage. Aaron Maben on the stop. Jordan Palmer's a big guy, 232 pounds, so even when he gets hit in the backfield, he doesn't go right down. It is a sack, a 1-yard loss on the play. There's a problem with the scoreboard. That's what the officiating crew is pointing toward.
We'll just use the 1 clock in the end zone.
So apparently the clocks were not in sync. 8 seconds on the play clock. Down to 3. This is Cedric Pearman. And he's tackled at the 17-yard line. Rookie Arthur Moats out of James Madison. The tackle for Buffalo.
Pearman showed some tough running so far tonight. They've had some good runs from not only Johnson, but now Pearman, who's been in there a little earlier. Showing some good combination of speed and power between these two backs.
3rd down and 8. Palmer under pressure. He's got running room. And Jordan Palmer has a first down inside the 5. Antonio Coleman saved the touchdown for Buffalo.
Nice move by Jordan right there. He felt the pressure and just said, the heck with this. I'm going to run and get the first down. Showed some pretty good speed there. Getting the first down, some pressure coming up the right side.
So 1st and goal. Inside the 5-yard line. This will be the 9th play of the drive. And a timeout called by Buffalo.
Timeout.
We'll take a break. 5:42 left
Buffalo
tonight here in Orchard Park. And the Bills on top on their home field. Reminder that you can play NFL.com's all-new fantasy game, the first and only game with video. It is free and it's easy to play. Sign up today at fantasy.nfl.com. Out of the eye, play action fake. Palmer into the end zone, and it was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
I believe he had somebody open if it wasn't tipped. Little play action fake. He has coach going leading out first, and nice play right there. Jumping up, knocking it down. If you don't get the quarterback, might as well jump up, knock it down.
Second and goal from the 3. Cosby in motion. Play clock at 7. James Johnson knocked down for a loss at the 6. Terrell Troop, 2nd-round draft pick by Buffalo this year. Guy thought to be perhaps the nose tackle of the future for Buffalo, and he clogged up the middle nicely there.
They did a lot of penetration by that Buffalo Bills defensive line. A lot of black jerseys behind the line of scrimmage, and that's not good when you're trying to power the ball inside. Good job by the Bills.
So 3rd and goal from the 6. 5 minutes left in the game. Cosby and Simpson out to the left. Palmer rolling to the right. In trouble. And incomplete. Arthur Moats all over Jordan Palmer.
You know, it's amazing, Dan. In the past, everything was always so vanilla. You know, just show basic defenses until you get in the regular season. Now it's like, man, they're blitzing. Everybody's coming, 4, 5, 6 guys. Right there, Moats gets to Jordan before he can complete it.
So the Bengals will go for it on 4th and goal from the 6. And it's knocked away by Langster. Intended for Desmond Briscoe.
Wow. Guess they're letting those go late in the ball game, huh?
Chunk of jersey and everything. We'll take a break. 4:40 left. Bills will get the ball leading 35-20. Cincinnati 35-20. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And Brian Brohm will come on and play quarterback for Buffalo. His first action tonight. Former Louisville Cardinal led Louisville to a win in the Orange Bowl his junior year.
Just for a couple yards there, huh?
He certainly did. On a direct snap, Joik Bell runs. Will play from deep in their own territory for Buffalo. The Bengals are going to call a timeout with 4:35 to go. Well, fans, here's a reminder that cops are cracking down on drunk driving like never before. If you drive drunk, you will get caught and you will be arrested. Over the limit, under arrest. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office, a division of the Ohio Department of Public Safety. Now Brian Brohm under center on 2nd and 6. Bills at their own 10. Bell trying to run right. Oh, lost his helmet.
Wow.
Penalty flag down on the play.
Well, I think he had a little assistance from Pat Sims there losing the helmet, which I saw a penalty flag fly.
Personal foul, grabbing the helmet opening and pulling the helmet off. Number 90, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Wasn't good to pull the helmet off, but great penetration by Pat Sims once again, deep into the backfield. We'll take a look at this as we see right here. Pat Sims grabs a little jersey, comes off the jersey and says, that's a nice looking helmet. Whose is this? Wow.
Penalty number 11 on Cincinnati. So the ball moved up to the 23, and there are numbers for Brian Brohm in the preseason. All of that action last week against the Indianapolis Colts in Toronto, where the Bills are playing one regular season game this year for the 3rd consecutive year. Pre-snap penalty on Buffalo.
False start, number 66, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Brian Brohm, a 2nd-round draft pick by the Packers a couple of years ago. And the Bills took him off the Packers practice squad last year. Started one game for Buffalo last year. It did not go well against Atlanta. 31-3 defeat. Brohm lobbing one down the sideline. And it's incomplete. Intended for Donald Jones.
Rico Murray doing an excellent job running right alongside Jones, using the sideline, just kind of leaned into him a little bit, running. Knew that if the ball was thrown outside a little bit, there's no way to complete it. Right there, you can see that he runs out. Good job by Rico Murray.
And after the injury to Jabril Wilson, it's a spot for a safety on this football team, and Rico Murray is trying to make a strong case tonight.
Well, Murray playing a lot, and of course, Kyrie's Hebert starts at strong safety, so he got a good look.
Joik Bell, the Harlan Hill Award winner last year. That is the Division II equivalent of the Heisman, as he played at Wayne State in Michigan.
Marvin White, number 26, making that tackle, making sure, grabbing cloth. You know, the good thing about these different the competitions that are taking place is they can't say that they didn't get a chance. They're getting a great look. They're getting a chance to play and show what they can do. So, you know, with 5 preseason games, there's still 1 left. They will definitely get a tremendous look and get an opportunity to, you know, make the coaches decide if they can make this team or not.
Bengals back in action on Thursday in Indy in their final preseason game before the regular season opener on September the 12th in New England. Patriots suffered a loss a couple of nights ago to the St. Louis Rams. Sam Bradford, the first pick in this year's draft, extremely impressive in that game for St. Louis.
Looked pretty good. Threw the ball extremely well. You talked about a big question mark with that football team, their offensive line, and he's still able to do that.
Bills run on 3rd and 16.
Joink Bell on the carry.
And the Bengals stop Joik Bell at the 25. So Buffalo will have to punt. Brandon Johnson on the stop for Cincinnati.
Well, and Antoine Odom still in there getting some playing time, getting him ready for that season opener.
It looks like Jordan Shipley will go back to return a punt for the first time tonight. Shipley had the big 62-yard run back in the preseason opener against Dallas, setting up the Bengals' only touchdown in that game.
Wearing those white gloves. I'm sorry, it looks like they're, you know, doing the dust test or something with those white gloves.
Shipley deep for
Brian
Cincinnati.
Mormon into punt. A low driving kick. Shipley going backward to catch it at the 19. And brings it back about 10 yards before Joik Bell trips him up. 55-yard punt by former Pro Bowler Brian Mormon. Brian Mormon, the subject of one of the more famous tackles in Pro Bowl history when he tried to run on 4th down and got absolutely flattened by the late Sean Taylor. Knocked back about 5 yards, as I recall.
Is that when he went from the 1-bar face mask to the 2-bar, or has he always worn that 2-bar?
I think he wanted the full cage after that hit.
The little cushion on the back of the helmet, so when he hit the ground.
He looked like a cartoon character, like in midair being pushed backward about 5 yards. Aaron Maben gets to Jordan Palmer. Well, Aaron Maben last year, the 11th overall pick in the draft, he did not have a sack his entire rookie season, but he's made some plays tonight.
He has. That's big Gabriel Manns at left tackle. We'll take a listen to how Jordan gets hit.
Able to go around Gabe Manns on that play.
Oh, sorry, get up there. Who's on this guy?
Cosby with a catch. And he gets the lost yardage back. Raven with a couple of sacks tonight. Reggie Corner tackling Quan Cosby after that pickup. Clock running with 3:16 to go.
Got the scoreboards working again. The lights are back on here in the stadium.
Palmer into the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Jordan from the 20 down the middle for a first down. He finds Briscoe for the first down hookup. Dominique Harris on the stop.
Good time that time by the offensive line, taking the pressure behind Jordan Palmer. We take a look. Gabe Manns runs him around the corner. Jordan steps up. Nice job stepping up and completing the pass to Briscoe.
Briscoe, the 6th round pick this year out of Kansas. strong candidate for the practice squad, you would think, with the depth that the Bengals have at wide receiver. Blitz up the middle, and no chance for Jordan Palmer as he's sacked by Arthur Moats.
Dan, those are the problems you run into with young offensive linemen. Look at the twist coming up the middle. Crisscrossed by the two linebackers. Moats comes free. They confuse the lineman, and the back's trying to pick him up.
Let's go down to Mike on the sidelines.
Oh, Dan, I have a little bit of trivia here for you. I'm impressed that you knew that the Bills' backup lineman, Kirk Chambers, was once an Eagle Scout, and we know that you do your homework. So when was the last time the Bengals and the Bills played 3 times in the same season? I bet you know.
I do know. The year was
it?
The year was 1988.
Preseason, regular season.
And AFC, I'll give them a little help. AFC Championship game.
I love the trivia on the Eagle Scout. That's good stuff. Impressive.
I like the fact that the last time they played 3 times, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl.
Let's have a repeat.
They will play twice. These two teams play in Cincinnati in the regular season in Week 10 for the Bengals. Into traffic, Briscoe with a catch. 3 defenders nearby, but Jordan Palmer stuck it in a little window, and we hit the 2-minute warning with the Bengals in Buffalo territory. We'll take a break. 2 minutes to go, and the Bills lead at 35-20. The executive producers of tonight's coverage on the Bengals TV network are Vince Cicero and Brian Sells. Tonight's game has been produced by Russ Jenish and directed by Dave Ashbrock. Our technical director is Tim Mays. Our graphics producer, Alan Layton. Associate producers are Scott Simpson and Marissa Beck, some of the fine folks who have made this telecast possible.
Wide open.
Cosby inside the 20, down to the 15. With 1:50 to go, Moats on the stop.
I tell you, the more I watch Quan Cosby, the more I like this kid. He is a gutty play. I took right over the middle, catches it, and he knows he's going to take a hit.
Legal procedure on Cincinnati.
False start, number 88, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Not a wide receiver. Just watch the ball. Just watch the ball.
Clock stop with 1:35 to go. First and 15 at the 20. Cosby again. Ball comes loose, and the Bills begin to celebrate. And the Bills have it. Cosby got it back at the end of the play, but the Bills recovered his fumble.
I'm still impressed with Quan Cosby. Get it to him quickly, let him run. I mean, that doesn't help him, but you know, you got 2 big guys around him. He does have to secure the ball, but you know, no excuse. I'm not saying there's an excuse for that, but I still like Quan Cosby.
Ellis Langster out of West Virginia with a recovery. And Brian Brom and the Bills will try to take the final 1:27 off the clock. Bengals are out of timeouts. Anderson running left. Well, tonight our gold star of the game is Bengals starting quarterback Carson Palmer. A fine showing for Carson tonight, 9 for 11. His first 2 touchdown passes of the preseason, one to Jermaine Gresham, the other to Chad Ochocinco.
That throw right there was impressive. Boy, he had to get that one perfectly. And of course, Jermaine Gresham, big target. Right here, a little play action fake and throwing the ball to his left and hitting Chad right in the chest.
Anderson again. And he stopped shy of the 30. 70 seconds to go. Well, Carson had not thrown a touchdown pass in the preseason until tonight. Had been completing 67% of his throws. And better than 80% tonight.
Key thing there, Dan, as we talked about it earlier, how they came out in the first quarter and scored right away. I mean, they just didn't waste any time. Excellent kickoff return by Adam Jones, and they go boom, just take it right down.
Scoring a touchdown less than 3 minutes in tonight. Anderson again. Stays inbounds with 30 seconds to go.
And the defense, the first couple of series, they came out and dominated. So, you know, when they needed to early in the game, they weren't going to play a whole lot. They came out and showed that they can come out and physically, you know, dominate another team.
Well, the Buffalo Bills playing here in Orchard Park for the first time under their new head coach, Chan Gailey, come away with their second consecutive preseason win. Bengals led early 14-7, but Buffalo comes back and comes away with a win tonight by the final score of 35-20. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more from Buffalo in just a moment on the Bengals Television Network.